I want to know, like, and I'm interested in learning about other people's cultures. So I'm like, man, if I'm so interested about learning about other cultures, am I interested in learning about my own?
Shlama, everyone. I'm Sarah, and you're listening to the Assyrian Podcast, episode 206. In this episode, I sat down with Paul Elia for a second time to discuss his current tour and how Assyrian audiences have shaped him so far, and about life in general. If you haven't heard episode 200 of the Assyrian Podcast, Paul is an Assyrian comedian and actor from Detroit, Michigan. He's been featured in hit shows like The Conan O'Brien Show and Hulu's Rami. He has written and acted in many of his own pieces and is currently on tour for his original comedy. I am obligated to provide you with this disclaimer. There are some themes in this episode that you may or may not agree with, or language you may not want young ones to listen to, and so we're letting you know right now in advance. If you want to see Paul Elia perform live, you can check upcoming tour dates at watchpaulelia.com or at the upcoming 91st Annual Assyrian Convention in Orlando, Florida. His full special, Detroit Player, is also live on his website to view, so be sure to check it out while it's still available. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Welcome back to the Assyrian Podcast. It's been like almost a year since our first interview.
Wow. So we should just do a yearly annual interview.
Where are you now?
I'm in Minneapolis. Yeah, doing some shows here at the Mall of America.
All right, cool. How's that going?
It's going great. It's fun. Walking around the mall. I haven't walked around the mall in a while. There's over 520 stores. They have a store for just left-handed people. So just a lot of useless businesses.
Sure. Are you a lefty or no?
No, I use my right hand for things, and they also have like a store that just sells socks, and they have everything except a weed dispensary. Yeah,
Is it legal up there?
yeah.
So that's
It's
that's
actually it's illegal to not smoke it. I was telling them, I was like, why don't you put a weed dispensary in the food court? So that would draw business. More people would eat. And they were like, yeah, but if we have a weed dispensary here, I feel like people will just get lost. And then I was like, yeah, I understand that people get lost, but as they're getting lost, they'll probably seek refuge in a candle store and be like, man, I'm going to buy this taco scented candle.
I agree.
Yeah, I
I'm
came prepared with ideas.
from Minnesota in general, or just like this mall. Like you were like, I'm going to teach you guys how to fix up this mall because nobody
Oh
goes
no,
to.
I'm a local guy. Like I think of I local ideas. I don't think like I can't help the whole city, but I can help the mall, which will then create a ripple effect and then eventually uh, uh, change the government.
Got it. Okay. I like that we jumped right into weed. I'm wondering how many people tap out of this episode immediately.
But it's
From
Syrians,
that.
like I feel like they all are in the weed game.
Have you heard of the Table of the Gods book? Aside, this is like a little side plug of this one Assyrian guy from Sweden who's creating this Assyrian recipes book. It's like ancient recipes, and one of them is like a cannabis salad.
What?
Yeah. Ancient
This guy's making
Assyrians
a
were
cannabis salad?
ancient Assyrians were actually big on cannabis. They thought the smell would like please spirits and stuff, and like they'd use it during um like childbirth and all that, like all these like medical ceremonies essentially in order to like,
Wow.
calm people down, I guess.
So they were using cannabis for like gender reveals.
I guess, yeah. It's like, well, it was called konubu.
Kanubu.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Isn't it
Yeah.
cool?
Wow. Full circle. Now we're back.
Yeah, and now we're back. Just, living life like the ancients. Congrats on just life and helping the Mall of America figure out how to proceed with their business. I
Hey
hope
man, that's what I'm here for. I give unsolicited free advice.
most people will charge you like a consultation fee, typically.
Yeah, I'm free. I'm free. I'm like, I'll give anyone advice. Also, if anyone's listening to this podcast and you want advice, DM me and I will maybe help or ruin your situation.
How's your situation going? Congratulations on your engagement, by the way. I
Thank you so
congratulated you
much.
in person a little bit, but not like, you know,
Not like this. You didn't
formally.
congratulate me while you were sitting down.
While I'm sitting down and while other Assyrians can listen to me congratulate you.
Yeah, this is a private, one-on-one, authentic. Congrats, and I so appreciate it. I'm so blessed. She's amazing, and like having a supportive partner and someone that really wants what's best for you, and you want what's best for them is just so rare. And I'm so blessed that I found her. So I'm very excited to see what's next for us.
How's being a comic different now that I mean, you've been you've been open about your relationship for a while now, but between being single and being in a relationship, what was it like doing comedy as a single guy versus now you're engaged and your stories essentially kind of will center around your fiance every now and then?
I didn't change that much, to be honest with you. But like, I mean, I was never like wilding out. Like, I guess when you're single and you're a comedian, you're on the road and you're like someone who's like working in a profession where people can see you, it could probably draw certain attention. And I was just never the type of guy to like use any cachet or celebrity that I had to like just, try and like hook up and, and do that. Like, I was always like interested in, more meaningful connections anyway. So it's like, when I'm after the show, I guess I would want to just talk to her and tell her how the show went. Whereas before, I wouldn't have someone to like call and like, this is how the show went. This was great. And someone who's like asking me questions like, oh, and then did this happen? I mean, I was obviously dating at the time. So there were girls that I was dating and, I was able to have those conversations with them or girls that I'm like, dating prospects, those are, throughout my life. So the biggest change, it feels really good to have that support, someone to talk to and just debrief with and just share feelings that I probably wouldn't feel comfortable sharing with someone I don't know so well. And also someone that knows me so well, so I can like say something and like hear her opinion and take. And that's great. And honestly, when I'm on the road, I'm like, I can't wait to go back home and see her.
Yeah. Where's home now for you? Because you were in LA before.
Yeah, player. I am now a Detroit player. I'm a
How's
Detroit
that
player for
been?
now. It's going really good. I mean, I wanted to be in Detroit anyway because I'm working on a writing project and it's about my family. So I just figured it makes more sense to write it while I'm around them since it's about my relationship with my family and my community.
How's it been being back? Are you guys, I know your fiance's back with you. Is that right? She's like, you
Yeah.
guys are like right outside of Detroit together.
Yeah. So my fiance is in Royal Oak. She has an apartment. My mom won't let me live with my fiance because we're not married. I'm fake living at my mom's house right now. And I will tell my mom, I'm like, oh, mom, I got to go do stand up. And then she goes, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah, I'll be gone for a few days. And then I drive 8 miles to see my fiance. And my fear is that I'll leave the house and run into my mom. And then she'll be like, you said you were in Beijing. And then I have to be like, oh, yeah, I'm actually not even your son. Yeah, I'm AI.
This is a hologram. Paul's
Yeah,
not actually
exactly.
here. Are there any jokes that you're like not allowed to tell?
No, she's pretty open. I mean, I have conversations with her beforehand, and I just say like, "Hey, I'm going to talk about this because I just don't think there's any use or value in like saying something that really bothers her." Like I posted a photo on my Instagram, of me on the set of Rami, and in the scene was me and Mia Khalifa. So she was in the episode with me. So I posted this photo, and um, it created a lot of problems. And then now I understand. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's like, even though I'm like, hey, this was me on set, people are just like, set of what? And then even though in the caption it says, this is from Rami season 2, this is the episode that I did. I was excited to work in this episode. And then they were just like, it rubbed her the wrong way, which I understand. So I was like, yeah, I should take this down. So I did.
Does that happen with anything else? Or like, do other people ever pressure you to take things down for, saying things a certain way? Or like, let's say, the whole Chaldean versus Assyrian debate.
Yeah, I mean, it comes randomly. Like there's people that'll DM me and they'll say, stop saying Chaldeans are Assyrians. And, I talk about this in my stand up. Uh, a lot of people are trying to tell me what to post and what to say. Like, people would like some of it are people that I know very closely. Like even my family was like, stop being political, stop talking about global politics, stop talking about what's going on in the country, stop talking about Chaldeans. You're pissing off Chaldeans. They don't want to work with you. And I'm like, I don't want to work with them either then. Like if I can't say what I want to say, then why am I doing this? So I can just make money? I'm like, that's what you do. You do what you do because it makes money. I do what I do because I feel like this is what I need to do and this is what I want to do. So I'm pretty sure everyone has filters that they run shit through, but as a comedian, it's different. It's different because I also want to maintain integrity in what I'm saying. And I want to talk about things that are important to me. Like, especially the Chaldean Assyrian thing, like, I'll still get people that will DM me and they'll be like I had someone send me a death threat. This guy was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that you better watch your back. You have to stop saying Chaldeans are Assyrians. I see that you're doing a show in Toronto soon, and I just want to let you know I'm going to show up and I'm going to handle business." The guy DM'd me from his business account. So now I have this home renovations company threatening to kill me. And I was like looking at his account, and I know he means business because his kitchens are beautiful. So I'm like, man, this guy can cut marble. Imagine what he can do to me. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know what to say to the guy. So I just wrote his company a bad review. I was like, I was interested in a quote. However, the owner decided to threaten me.
I mean, that's kind of what you sign up for when you threaten people through your business account.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I'm going to be using his company.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it's just really just like, I mean, obviously I take threats like that very seriously.
I think that would scare me out of going to Toronto.
Yeah, but
Or
that's what they want. That's what they want. I'm not going to give them what they want. I'm going to be like, yeah, bro, I'm going to be here. You really want to do something? Come show up. You're going to have to get past two of my cousins that are probably on an edible.
I'm from Detroit.
Actually, yeah, player. No, man, I know my there's just a few cities I'll just roll with some people just to um and it's less about like yeah I just feel more comfortable just moving around with ever since that threat I was just like wow and people were very upset like there were a lot of Chaldeans that were like don't want to work with me and have been not pleasant so I just want to be safe. Not that there's a lot. It was really just this, a few. There's only a few death threats.
Just a few, your standard run of the mill, like a couple of crazy messages here and there.
And some of it wasn't even death. It was just like, I'm gonna beat your ass. So I was like, all right, yeah, they're not saying they're gonna kill me. They're just saying they'll beat my ass.
I don't want to say that's a happy medium, but that's better than, a death threat, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take an ass beating.
How do you handle such different audiences and demographics? This is one of the things that I was actually thinking of at the most recent event that Assyrian Aid Society had put on.
I just try to have fun either way, whether it's all white, all black, all Assyrian, all mixed crowd. I just try to have fun and feed off of the energy the audience is giving me. So if I'm doing a crowd, especially if it's like all Assyrians, I would throw some words in Sudeth, and people are like happy to hear it. Even if I'm doing a crowd of all Arabs, like which is very similar because we have such similar sensibilities with our Arab brothers and sisters. So it's like when I talk about my parents and my upbringing, they like totally relate and they totally get it. There are times where like I'll pick certain jokes where I'll say, a lot of the ethnicity stuff in a white crowd, like I'll do it. And it's not that it's not funny. They just are so confused by it. And they have so many questions and they just don't understand it, which is rare. It only happens with like really old, like in Minnesota, like older, like 50 plus Americans that are like watching Fox News all day. They'll come to my show. And a lot of the things I'll say about my parents, they're like, yeah, we don't really get that. So I still say it. I still do these jokes. And oftentimes the jokes still do well. But when I do it in an Assyrian crowd, they just go crazy. So it's like it gets like a huge pop. So let's say in an American crowd, it'll get like an 8 out of 10. In a Syrian crowd, it'll get like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's the relatability. What are some like comedy show faux pas? Like, have you seen a lot of kids in audiences? Because I think for me, that show, the most recent one, was the first time I saw like kids in an audience for a comedy show, and I was like, who brought these kids here?
Well, what is frowned upon in comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, as long as everyone's having fun. I mean, I don't really have any like, obviously someone's being clearly disruptive and trying to make the show about them, and it's like to the point where I have to ask them to leave. I mean, but that very rarely happens. That maybe happened twice my whole career. So it's like very rare. I mean, people will shout stuff out, like even during my special taping, I said that I don't speak Sudeth, and then people started to boo me.
Oh yeah, when
I'm
you
sorry,
say you don't speak Arabic.
Arabic. Sorry, Arabic. I was like, I don't speak Arabic, and they started to boo me
Yeah.
at my special taping. And to them, they were like, "Oh, we're being funny," and then I was just like, "No, you're actually completely disrupting the entire show. This is a filmed situation." But again, it's like it's just their ignorance.
But you handled it well.
Yeah, I handled it well. Yeah, and I put it in the special.
Yeah, it was great. How is it touring affecting some of like your other interests or some of your other work? You said you're working on some writing right now in Detroit, and it helps being close with your family for this writing. But like, are there some downsides of touring?
Yeah, just really being away. But my family and my fiance have been so conditioned to understand what I'm doing because what I'm doing is not just for me, it's also for them. So I think it's important to let people know that, like even when I'm, let's say, doing a show and I'll text my fiance and be like, babe, um, me and some of the, other comics, we're gonna go out and I'll be back at this time. Like, so I'll hit you up if you're asleep. Let's just talk in the morning. And like I let her know, and I'm like, this is not me going out. This is work. Like I'm in Minnesota for work. Like this, and also it just so happens that I take a lot of pleasure in my work, and I also really enjoy my work. But I think it's important to let your significant other and your family know that because it seems like when you're traveling, you're doing comedy. Oh yeah, he's just leaving to have fun, which I think is an immature way of looking at it. Also, I wouldn't say immature. I would say it's just a misinformed. So I would say I can, you know, really it's just not being around them. But at the same time, I get a lot of time to read. I get a lot of time to edit, write, review stand up, game plan, meet new people, get into a new city, understand sensibilities. The world is so vast. America is so vast. So I get to go to these cities and really see people and understand them. So um, there's a lot of value in that. There's a lot of value. So while I'm on the road, I utilize my time to try to take in the city, the energy, and walk away with something. So yeah, I think it's a nice balance.
So I'm guessing we're not going to get more episodes of Low Key Immigrant or Translationship anytime soon.
I know Dave is busy. Dave's busy, and we want to do more episodes. But translationship, I do post clips. I post clips from it, but I'm definitely working on it because I Low-Key Immigrants was so fun to do. We had such a great time.
It was fun to listen to also. And then translationship is also really funny too. I like well, there was some confusion about translationship, no? About what it
Yeah,
was
there was a little
about.
bit. Yeah, it's about how love translates in a relationship. People thought it was about something else. Yeah.
Mm. What is it like learning Assyrian now? And like having Assyrian fans at the same time coming to your shows and stuff.
It's fun. I mean, I think that people are giving me a lot of grace. Like people will just start walking up to me speaking Sudan, and then I act how people that don't speak English act when people speak English to them. So I'm just like this. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Smile, nod, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah. And they're saying like all these like, but I can pick, but I'm picking up on what some of the things that they're saying. Like I'm like I know like nouns and like tenses, like uh like some guy will say something that, and then they'll say something like Ile Gora. And I'm like, oh, they're talking about some guy. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'll pick up on that word.
Husband.
I'm like, Gora is husband?
Yeah, Gora is husband.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, they're talking about some guy, and then they'll be like, Aklina. And I'm like, all right, I think that means something. That means I'll kill you.
Katlina?
I'll kill him.
Katlina.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Katlina
yeah,
is
yeah,
like, I will kill him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, so she wants to kill her husband. Cool, got it. And like, so I'll pick up on things, and then I'll like
Based on the
file it away.
context.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. No, that's good though. That's one of the ways you learn is just being around it. That's, language immersion.
Is Yasitar, is that Arabi or is that Sudan?
Say it again.
Yasitar.
Yasatar.
I think it's an Iraqi thing.
That sounds Arabic,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
it's an
don't
Iraqi thing.
know for sure because I say I'm fluent. I'm not perfectly fluent anymore.
In Sudan?
In Surif, yeah. It's it's one of those things like if you just stop practicing any language, like you get rusty. That's just what happens. And it's sad, but we all, that's kind of like our deal. Living in diaspora and not living in a place where we all live and speak the same language and, you know, it's normal, but it's nice that you try to like hold on to it or learn more throughout life because I feel like people forget to just kind of learn as they live, whether it's small or informal or formal.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically a few ways people go about learning their culture. There's one where it's like, I should learn my culture. And then there's a lot of people that are just like, I don't give a shit. Like, even I was talking to some guy who's Chaldean, and he was like, hey, man, so you say you're Assyrian? And I'm like, yeah, do you understand why? And he's like, no, not really. And I was like, okay. I was like, so you never asked your parents like about Chaldeans or Assyrians? He's like, nah. And I was like, why? And he's like, I don't care. And I was like, really? You don't care? And then so, but my enthusiasm for questioning him, like, sort of like he was taken aback. And he goes, yeah, bro, like, why do I have to care about everything? And I'm like, bro, this is your identity. You don't care about your identity? There's people that are fighting wars over identity. That's how much identity means to people. You don't, and you just don't give a shit. And he's like, yeah, yeah.
It's like me in
And
sports.
then I was explaining to him, and I was like, bro, like, yeah, basically, he treats his identity how you treat basketball.
Yeah.
You're like, who's playing for the Bulls? Yeah, yeah. Derrick
I,
Rose, is he still a team member?
right. I acknowledge that it exists. It's happening somewhere and someone else cares about it very deeply to the point where they might like set a car on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Do I care that much? No.
Yeah, that's how he treats who he is. So I find that incredible. I'm like, wow, bro. There's people who are just like, yeah, I don't give a shit. So I don't want to be one of those people. I want to know, like, and I'm interested in learning about other people's cultures. So I'm like, man, if I'm so interested about learning about other cultures, am I interested in learning about my own? And the answer is yeah.
I feel that because I think being a Syrian shapes, at least it shaped my life a lot. And so that's kind of why I like learning about other cultures too. I get how people can kind of remove themselves from that aspect, kind of as like a self-preservation thing.
Yeah, and like, there's even some people where I'm like, hey, are you aware of like, there's been in history, there have been like moments in history where there's been like genocide against the Syrians. They're like, when? Who did it? Like people just like don't know. And they're like, and it's like, hey, learning about this is not the purpose of this is not to incite anger and make you feel like you want revenge. It's for you to just understand. You should understand struggle. You should understand where you came from and how it has shaped you, and also make you feel more grateful for where you are. Because there's people that were just like you that did not have the opportunity. So, yeah, you should learn about your history, the ups and downs of it, the beautiful things of it, the tragic things of it. So, I'm trying to learn about all of it.
You ever feel like you have some kind of role to speak about what's going on globally because of our history or even just because of like your job, just being a comedian? Do you feel like as an artist you have a role to play in like speaking out on what's going on?
Do I feel like my role as a comedian is complicated because people are here to listen to me and laugh at what I have to say. And then also at the same time, as a public figure, I want to talk about causes that I care about. Because we're living in a world where it seems like you're forced to talk about everything. And if you don't talk about something, that must mean you don't give a shit about it. So it's like if someone is like, free Palestine, free Sudan, and then someone's like, what about free the Congo? What about free the hostages? What about uh, free the nipple? So people are just like, there's all these other causes that people are like, you need to talk about this too. So then it becomes like cause overload. And then you feel like this pressure to talk about everything. And so I made a conscious effort to educate myself about causes that are important to me. Not that the Congo is not important to me, not that Sudan is not important to me. Like these things are, any injustice is important to me. I don't want to see people suffer. I want the world to be happy. I want the world to be a safe place for everybody. And when it comes to our people, I want to be educated enough so I can actually speak about something. That I have a team of people where I'm like, they'll reach out to me like, hey man, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you about what's happening. This is what's happening. If you can share this information, that'll be very helpful. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I can share information about something that's helpful. Now that I understand it and I know what's happening, I will do it. Like there's a lot of people, like as an example, like I think Taylor Swift, if she were to post about Palestine, I think that would have a massive impact. But she doesn't. Does she not post because she doesn't care? Does she not post because she doesn't have enough information? We don't know. We don't know why. But the bigger your platform and the more you speak about something, it does create a conversation about it. So I feel like, especially like what happened in Baghdad, where during there was that wedding fire, I was just so destroyed at this tragedy. I was like, man, this is so sad, and it really hurt me. And I saw like people in so much pain, and I'm like, how can I help? What can I do? So I'm like, yes, if I can do something, I'll do it. Whatever. And so I feel like when you have a platform, you should use it to do things you care about. But the reality is, there's a lot of people that have a platform and they kind of just don't care about anything except themselves. Now, are they villains? Are they evil? Are they evil people for that? that's up for debate. But it's like if you have a cup of water and you can give someone some, I live my life saying I want to give water to everybody. Even at the end, when I don't have any water because I gave it to everyone else, I'm like, bro, I'm living on some, teachings of Jesus right now. So that's how I look at it. I don't know if I answered the question.
You did. That was very deep.
Yo, I'm deep, player. Some people worship money, bro.
You think
And
that money is
I
what
don't.
takes, do you think that money is what takes the integrity out of the work here? Like, is
I
the
think
money going to change you one day?
look, money is definitely one of the ingredients. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it is the main ingredient. I think it varies amongst people. Everyone has a different relationship with money. So you give someone $100, maybe they'll change because they've never had $100. So a certain amount of money may change somebody. I would say it doesn't help, but also I just have such a strong faith in God that I'm always reminded to be grounded no matter what, like there's been times in my career where I had nothing. Like, I was living in a one-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles, one-bedroom apartment that I shared with a white rapper named Scripture. And him and I were living in this apartment together. I had very little money. And I now, fake living at my mom's house. And I have another apartment in Royal Oak. I hope my mom does listen to this podcast. I don't think she knows how to play a podcast.
That's helpful sometimes, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great. My mom doesn't know what's happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so great. Like someone like, do you hear what your son did? And then they're like, here's this video. My mom's like, oh, that's asking for me to log into Facebook. I can't remember my password. So then my mom will just not watch it. So yeah, man, money is okay, well, it will change somebody. It's gonna take a lot of money to change me.
Should we
And
play
even then, it still
how
won't
much
change me.
money?
Yeah, player. I mean, it'll probably change me in a way that's honestly for the better. It'll probably change me to where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tip people more. I would just give it to people more. Like there's times where I'm like, man, I wish I could tip this person $20, but I only have five, and I'll be like, man, if I had a bunch of money, I would, I want to help people. Because it makes me feel good. There's some people when they help people, it doesn't make them feel good. They're
Yeah.
like, man, this sucks. I just gave someone money. This is shit. I could have used this money on myself. Me, I'm like, no, man, I actually feel I'm like, I'll give someone $20 like at a comedy club, like one of the staff. I'm like, hey, thank you so much. And they get like really emotional. I'm like, man, I'm glad, man. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, God, that I'm able to make this person, feel this way and maybe they can use this money to buy weed.
To get through life, or to get through the Mall of America, at least.
Yeah.
Do you have potentially an updated message for Assyrians now that you're becoming more involved in events around the country and meeting more of them while you're out on tour?
I'd say just keep supporting each other. Keep supporting each other, have patience with each other, and be proud of who you are. And honestly, these are all things that I think Assyrians are already doing. So my note for the Assyrians is keep up the good work.
And then you are going to be are you going to be part of the Assyrian convention?
Yeah, I'm going to be on a panel and I'm going to do a show with your cousin.
It's like a matchmaking event.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I'm just there
So
for
I
the
should probably
ride.
get some clarity. Yeah, I should get some clarity. I'm like, yo, so am I like making people hook up with each other? Yeah, oh God, bro. Look, man, I just want to do comedy.
Have you ever been to an Assyrian convention?
Never.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I've been to I've been to a Syrian event, but not a Syrian convention.
Okay. You're in for a treat. Thank you so much for your time always.
Thank you, player.
And I will see you next time. Have a great show. Break a leg.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
Anytime, dude. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for listening in on this episode of the Assyrian Podcast. If you know someone we should interview or just want to let us know how we're doing, please head to our website and submit a suggestion or comment or DM us on our social media platforms. We are always open to your feedback. Thank you.